All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing tonight? We're going to talk about a little bit about Delphi and Summer Wells and the Idaho 4 case and possible uh, connections in the similarities of the cases. I'm just chilling. I'm watching a little bit of Mr. Ernie's show. It sounds like he's having a good time, and that's good. Hopefully, my microphone is working. Let me check this out. Hold on a minute. Hopefully, folks. All right, yeah, it looks like I got a green dot. All right, and there is some crazy stuff going on with Delphi, man. Now, you guys in Delphi, you got to be careful, right? Because the guys they didn't want you to talk about, well, they're still out there. I think we've seen remnants of them in a chat tonight um, over at Criminalities. So, Delphi, the new thing going out, uh, it's taking its toll on people mentally, physically. Uh, and it's sad, right? There was another loss in the Delphi case of Captain Howdy or whatever. Um, and my condolences to the family. And that's a very sad situation that we're seeing. And some of these people are taking it very hard. They're taking it very hard. Now, I didn't know the guy. Uh, I never seen his face. Never I seen a couple of his videos, but they were like animation AI, and they were good. But I didn't pay attention too much to the guy or anything. Uh, and it's sad what his family and some of these people that were friends with him are going through. Like, we don't know the inside of someone's home, right? And I'm going to tell you, folks, my opinion, if we pry into their life, then it's just that. If we interfere in their life and say, hey, you need to stop doing this, automatically people get defensive. You can't be prying into their lives. You can't tell them to do that. And it's very big in the music industry, movies, and other things, right? At organizations and everything. You can't tell them people what to do, and they got to live their own lives. And that's the same thing. We've seen a lot of people lose their lives that some people tried to interfere uh, and got backlash from others, right? Them are their partying buddies and stuff like that, right? A very serious situation and nothing to joke about. And was it brought on by someone? I don't know. There's people talking, blaming somebody and blaming that guy, and you guys didn't do anything in the dope thing. You can't do anything, and don't feel guilty for it, folks. Right? Don't feel guilty for it. All you could do is make a suggestion or say, hey, ooh, you're drinking just a little too much or whatever. And you can't really pry. There's nothing anyone could do. And a lot of these people right now feel guilty for it, of what happened to Captain Howdy, I think his name was. And I don't think they should be guilty for it. There was, that's like someone coming and knocking on my door saying, you're eating too many Cheetos. Uh, you got a problem, right? And I'm just concerned for some of these people because these cases have turned into wars. We've been getting attacked uh, in chats for our opinions, whatever, or someone just not like me or like you. And we've been seeing that. I got attacked somewhat in criminalities tonight. Everyone was like, "What's going on?" We were talking about the chat, or talking about the case, just joking around, right? Like we always do. Good God, I've been watching it for I don't know how many years. And everyone's like, wait a minute, what's going on? They feel funny. I don't vampires. I don't know, maybe someone stole from us again, our souls or something. Well, we don't know. Could it have been the Delphi 5 that they weren't supposed to talk about? Or could it be uh, what some of them are saying? We got a vampire within the community, within the Delphi community. Mr. Shell is out of prison. He was talking the other day about the Summer Wells case, uh, which was very interesting, right? Some of the stuff he was saying, I would love to see proof of it, but uh, without certain stuff, it's just hearsay. We really don't know. But tonight it seems like he's having a good time. So let him enjoy his time, his peace, or whatever. Um, yeah, I mean, you can't believe any of them. They're so devious. Now, the other day he was saying he was the devil. Right? One of these YouTubers was saying, hey, he knows he's the devil or whatever. No, I don't know if that's true. Right? Some of these people might be dabbling in stuff, and it might be true. What's really freaking people out is when Elon starts talking. Well, we got some vampires. Yikes! You know what the heck, vampires? And the Summer Wells case. That's another thing, a grab for money. We all have a feeling what happened, but the case goes on today, right? It's a money maker. People make money off of it. Um, and then you got the Kohlberger case. I could not figure out. We weren't allowed to talk about the 5 Delphi guys. Of course, I think 3 or 4 of them had military connections. Right? We had the whole Kohlberger thing, the Idaho 4 go down. Right? Now they're talking. Well, there was 4 other, brothers or whatever that had military connections, whatever. Uh, and then we had Cowboy go up there, right, with the Dirty Seven, FBI, who was at that time running the Delphi case. So why? What was the connection? There was rumors uh, way back that Kohlberger had family out here. Uh, he was a Bible thumper or something for a church or something like that way back. Now, I don't know. Was it a coincidence he came through Indiana? I don't know. Was it a coincidence he got pulled over 3, 4 times in Indiana? I don't know. Um, you know, we don't know. Was it a father-son team? Was there more? Did anyone happen to think that maybe Mr. Kohlberger and the experiments that he was doing uh, on Reddit and other things might have had some connection to these other guys down there that, well, he was looking for killers. He was looking for people that have killed before, and he wanted to know what kind of power they got off of that. Uh, which is pretty freaky if you ask me. Right? He wanted to talk to people that did stone cold murders and looked in their eyes as he killed them. Now, was there any connection there with Kohlberger in Indiana and what happened? I don't know. You have to put your. I mean, you guys are the smart ones. I'm the idiot. I'm the one Trump makes fun of. But then the other day, yesterday, he's like, "Are you kidding me? A stoner could have figured it out, and you people couldn't." I figured it out, Mister Trump. How do you? What do you want? I don't want nothing, man. I want to survive. I want protection from these madmen, these mad YouTube channels. I'm one dude. Man. I got to go against 6'8" dudes out here and smelling like crap and bike chains all over them and all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, a couple of war hogs might work, small platoon or something. But now do I find it crazy? Everyone's trying to tell me, well, that FBI guy in Indiana was in charge of all of FBI all over, and I'm like, yeah, you're full of crap. You're totally full of crap. And these people will look at you and lie to you in your face. Right? These are supposed to be lawyers, police, and they will lie to your face. They can't help when an idiot figures something out and they got degrees and all kinds of millions of dollars. But no, that wasn't why Indiana, FBI, these people don't even understand that all these 50 some states in America, each state has a federal bureau. And these people just can't figure. I'm like, what? What? How many cases is that FBI guy in Indiana handling? Right? It's no wonder things are getting overlooked. You got one guy that's running the whole show. No, it don't work that way. But these people led you to believe that, folks. I don't know why. Now, the only state, I believe, or one other state that pulled Brian Kohlberger, Indiana pulled him over 3 or 4 times, I think. Why? Why only Indiana? Why? There was something there. As much as people don't want him, there was something there. And there's another one that he probably was watching on social media. I want to thank Mr. Ernie Shell. Hold on a minute, folks. Hold on 1 second. I got a message. Hold on. All right, where was I? Where the heck was I? Now I lost my train. Someone messaged me. I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, Kohlberger. I don't know. Did any one of you folks think that maybe his Reddit investigation or experiment that he was doing, uh, people were actually contacting him back, and either he got so into it that he became a killer. He was already a killer, I think, and he wanted to be around more people that were killers. So he did his little experiment, see if there was anyone out in the area that was more like him, and it was the perfect front. Right? He's he's training to be one of these government people, forensics or whatever. Right? Was he killing? And each time he got away with it, uh, he got better and better. And a lot of people don't realize they were looking for. I do believe there was videos out once they caught him. Uh, there was videos out saying, "Oh, here's a photo of him jogging in this state," and then they would show something else, and they would say, "Well, we believe this might have been him." Right? It might have been. I do believe they were looking for him. They just didn't know who he was. Every time something happened, it's very possible he was riding a bike or jogging. Therefore, they had no plate number. They just had a video of some guy jogging, uh, coming out of the woods or whatever. But people just overlook things, and I've noticed that these lawyers, they overlook stuff. They're so focused on the law and the terms of the law and yada yada yada. Well, they can't do that. Well, they just did. They just did right in front of you. It just happened. Right? We know they can't do that, right? By law, by the laws that are written in the books. But go and try and tell them that. They're the United States government. When you got the big guys, the ones that ran billion-dollar corporation mafiosos, telling you, oh, it happens all the time. Hello, Miss Debbie. So why didn't these people put the connection out that they might have already been looking for Brian Kohlberger? And that's the reason why FBI from Indiana went up to Kohlberger. And everyone was like, that ain't him. I'm like, I think that's the dude that is running the FBI uh, in the Delphi case. And they said I was crazy. I'm like, no, that's him. That's the cowboy in the 37, the Dirty Dozen or whatever it was. And they probably were up there questioning, getting DNA samples and everything to see if there was a match. And talking to him, maybe he talked to one of these idiots in Indiana, and there was a digital track. Now, why I don't know why these people didn't figure it out was crazy to me. What do you guys think? Anyone in my chat? Throw out some scenarios. Do you think it's possible that Brian Kohlberger has killed before or was being watched somehow in another case or something? Right? Well, I'm sorry to hear about them astronauts, Debbie. I'm sure Elon will figure it out. Hello, Kel. Hello, Kel. I was having a good time over at Criminalities. I don't know what attacked us over there. If it wasn't Odin's, it might have been the two jokers up in Canada that they're looking for. Um, it could be a jealous boyfriend or whatever, right? It could have been vampires. It could have been people trying to get information or whatever. We are seeing a lot of this stuff go on in these cases, the Summer Wells case and everything. Here's the thing. The dogs were all over that place at the Summer Wells case. There was no hits on any dead body fluid on the mattress or anything. Don't you think that the police dogs and the police would have tested that mattress that Don had for any kind of body fluids or anything? How's Ernie Shell doing up there, Debbie? Boy, he really liked you, Debbie. He was calling you sweetie. But he was having a good time tonight, so that's good. Right? So, in each one of these cases, uh, except for the Kohlberger case, and depending whether there was a connection uh, and more people that knew about what was going on or helped them. Uh, people just don't see it. I don't know what's wrong with the world. Either they don't see it or they're part of it. I mean, for you to overlook certain stuff, for these people to throw Keegan Klein off of the table in the Delphi case, I was like, yeah, these people don't know shit about what they're doing. Right? These were the people that, and I feel bad for Miss Debbie Fox is saying, I feel bad, Johnny. He has been beat down. And we all have. I mean, if you haven't done time in a jail or prison in America, you ain't an American. If you ain't been beat down in America, physically, mentally, whatever, then you're not American. But you have to keep in consideration, Miss Fox, that some of these people put themselves in that predicament. Right? I bet you Mr. Ernie Shell is kicking his butt because, I feel bad for him too. But you know what the best thing for him to do right now, my opinion, and everybody's got their opinion. You can tell me to shut up if you want. With his condition that he has and sickness, he should be sitting home. He should be recovering because he knows every time he goes out, he draws a crowd. And what do crowds bring? Trouble. Trouble. Why? Because there's everybody out there that wants a piece of your butt. Mr. Shell has been talking how tough he is on on YouTube for many years. Not all these dudes are like me. I let it roll off my shoulder. I might say, yeah, F you, whatever. But I ain't going to go out there and stalk you down just to fight you or kill you. But what you're dealing with, Mr. Shell, if you are listening, are idiots that are just like that will hunt you down, that will want to fight you, right? So what's the best thing to do? Stay home. Find a good woman. Stay home. Do your you're a good storyteller. You're telling stories over there. Start the Ernie Shell storytelling channel or whatever. Right? At one time, Mr. Shell, we all were badasses. I used to be a fighter myself, a wrestler, high school, won a couple off-season matches with hundreds and hundreds of kids wrestling. Uh, you know, I didn't learn to fight to learn how to fight. I learned because we're the city and the state I lived in. They'll kill you in a heartbeat. They'd kill you in a heartbeat. Okay? And I thank God that I don't have to fight like that. Right? I thank God I don't have to. I've been in a couple pretty big fights and got my ass stomped. I got some good licks in, but got stomped on some of them, man. That's going to happen. But it's obvious that these guys are tough guys behind the YouTube thing. It's obvious they've never been cracked in the head with a pipe or punched bare knuckle in the face and had a fracture in your face or busted nose or whatever, or got kicked in the head or anything. Real pain. That pain don't catch up to you until many years later. It's called concussions. I also feel bad for Nate Diaz because he's a great fighter, but he's a fighter and he won't. No one's going to tell him stay out of the ring, but you could tell Nate's. When you take blows like that to the head constantly, because Nate Diaz is a fighter that goes forward, even when his face is split wide open and it's the street. You keep going or they'll kill you. But as time goes on, you can see some of these guys are their skills are going away because it's brain damage, concussions, right? And no one's going to tell you you can't get in the ring. It's like doing drugs. You can't tell a drug, you're friends with them, but you can't say that. I mean, it's like in the music business, right? Some guy's slamming 3 grams of heroin. He's ODing. You can't tell him, hey, you got to stop this shit. Because then you're an idiot. You're a jerk. You're not one of us. Get out of here. Let me see what Miss Debbie's saying. Everyone does bad, but he is admitting stuff he has done. And that's a way of healing. Oh, yeah. Well, I agree with him. Yes, I mean, I don't ever want to be the cause of anyone doing things cray-cray. Well, love will make you do stuff cray-cray. We're seeing that in the Delphi case once again with Captain Howdy passing. Anything will make you go crazy these days. Right? Yeah. Well, when you've done faults like that, right? You're not gonna, and that's another thing. These people want people to bring up their faults, but my faults were when I was a teenager or a young man, and they weren't nothing compared to what these idiots are doing. It's nothing compared to what these people are doing, right? Getting in a fight, stealing something when you're young, is a lot different than what some of these people have been charged with and have done, right? All my damage was when I was a young man. I'm 50 something years old now. Right? And really, he don't need to say nothing to nobody. If he confessed his sins to the Lord, he's good. Right? He should reveal, or at least let the people know who have, might be contaminated or whatever, so it don't spread. You gotta admit your faults. I listened to you the other day. About what, Debbie? Hey, I wasn't the perfect family man, but then again, I had no choice. And some of these people don't realize that, right? When you're not married to a woman, and even when you are married to a woman and you split, uh, unless you've got buku cash, you're not going to get custody, or unless she's a crackhead and you can prove it, you're not going to get custody of your kid. So some of us just deal with it, man. Instead of throwing, oh, well, you're not a man, you didn't do. Hey, listen, I ain't got 200,000 to go spend in a court. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't have the money. Right? And that's the thing with us, right? They beat us down. Well, you're not a man. Well, guess what? Do you want me to cause a war in your country? Is that what you want? I mean, you're taking my kindness as a weakness. You want me to invade your country up there? Is that what they're pushing for? I mean, we can make a couple calls and drop a couple things, and you won't have a country from what Mr. Trump's saying. I mean, how far do you want to take the madness, really? And that's it, right? That's it in the whole thing. You have your ego. Your ego gets in your way. Next thing you become a tough guy. Right? Now everyone's, oh, you're in Indiana, John. And yeah, come up to Indiana. Believe me, we got more than corn here. If you're looking for me, I can guarantee you that. Matter of fact, I think they're dissecting Indiana as we speak. Trump's changing everything. Hold on a minute, folks. And believe it or let me see what Debbie's saying. And believe it or not, they cry. Men have feelings too. Oh, sure. Sure we do. We have egos, uh, the size of watermelons, right? Cojones too. But until you get kicked in the face or stomped in the head a couple times when you're on the ground already knocked out, you don't know what real pain is. Oh, everyone has cried over lost love. Some cry, they get it out. Some hold it in and stalk their girlfriends. Some people are emotional. I used to be very emotional, right? I still am emotional when it comes to these cases. And I'm not even an investigator. I'm nothing. I always told the people that. I'm nothing. I'm just an idiot. Yeah, that's because uh, we caught another child molester in some kind of a ring in Fort Wayne, which even before Delphi, there was a connection with Fort Wayne and down south in Delphi and up here in Angola. And now they're saying don't let the Smiths in, right? Don't let any of the Smiths in or something like that. The Smiths are popping up all over in these crime cases. It's like, oh, Christ. And then you had the one dude with the last name Smith. Uh, or two names. Now, I wonder if that was the same dude. You had a dude that Keegan Klein knew with the last name Smith. And then you had a guy that knew Brad Holder and his friends. His last name was Smith. And then you had the other cases of these people ODing, and someone's name got brought up in that. So there might be a connection there. I agree, Debbie. Something has to give. What is going on with these kids missing or dead? Or if they don't connect something here, I'm going to have to say it's the work of the devil or something these people conjured up. I mean, there's some people out there looking at the Bible now. There's people now actually looking at certain things, going, you know, there's a connection there, and that's what you have to look at is the connections. Is it possible there's a connection between a ring in Fort Wayne and Delphi? And no, it's only a couple hours away. Would it shock me? No. No, not if you live around this area and the surrounding states, Chicago, Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, Michigan. Where I live, they call it Mishawaka. It's like all these states in one. So I get the news on everything. What happens down in Tennessee, what happens out in Chicago, what happens out in up in Michigan, what happens in Ohio. Uh, Numerous broadcasts. Oh, and there's another missing kid, Debbie. I just seen Miss Chasing put and JLR is doing a live right now on it. Um, what's that thing? That child thing they put out? Amber Alert. So, okay, I was listening to the prob. I think he was saying leaving those involved in Delphi alone. I don't know. Is not good. They should be looked into. It's it's not hood or good. It's not good. They should be looked into. Oh, I don't know. You need to get your little fingers working. Your little touchpad on your thing. Good. All right. I wasn't sure. Yeah. Anything is possible, man. And now, you know, I hate to say it, but we're going to have to bring attention to the White House, Pentagon, Congress, Senate, congressmen of these vidlanders and Odins and these other groups now. Uh, these are rituals and religions and uh, they're saying now they were like death religions where they believed only their people were the chosen ones and you know that's what's getting a lot of these people killed even these churches and these people uh, are saying oh it's our time the chosen ones and I'm like you know we're gonna they're gonna take you folks out because you're a cult you're killing people they're not the chosen ones that's just a front and you're brainwashing people and we're dealing with another Manson family or a Kirshner family in Waco or whatever and 50 times bigger and people just can't figure it out they're like what is going on well, it's a doomsday call they're brainwashers religion whatever they claim they're Jesus or doing the work of Jesus and we got serious problems in America people are like folks when the Congress and Senate are telling me we're going to burn it down and start over. You know you got problems. What a bunch of idiots. They just don't know. They think they're going to take on the world. It ain't going to happen, folks. You're going to lose. You won't even smell it, taste it, or see it. You're going to lose if you try and think you're going to take over the United States of America. You're going to get a lot of innocent people killed that had nothing to do with nothing because our government and the people powers to be are so close to where they're just sick of their own country and the madness we have in it. Well, I wouldn't doubt it if they wiped it clean. And what gets me is they think it's a joke. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Was there really CV? I don't think so. I think that counts up to 20 something, 30 million people. I don't think people use their heads. Uh, I think they pissed off the wrong people. And I think we can see that in a lot of this stuff that we're watching, right? Egos get in the way. power gangs, a beautiful woman will get hundreds of thousands of men killed. All it takes is one psycho broad. And, you know, 50, 60,000 dudes die. Right? And they did it all for the nookie. I don't know. And there's sleeper cells all over. And this is why our government was talking on the phone. And this is why our government was talking on the news. And this is why a lot of people were bringing up YouTube is very dangerous. Um, they're like individual terrorist cells. And they were afraid people were getting attacked by these people channel and their viewers. And they weren't. It's like a small terrorist cell or something. Yes, I agree. It's really a hub. Yeah, it's just America's turned into a third world country. It turned into a third world country about, I don't know, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. We are witnessing a shakeup. I think they are going too hard, too fast. Trust me, we will come out better in the end. Give the dust time to settle. I don't know. They could have used PCP dust on everything. We're all tripping right now. But you're right, Kel. Yeah, let it cool off there a little bit. If we got to do some more damage in America, and these are our own people, folks. These are our own people that we have to go after. Now, sure, they were military dudes. Sure, they're white. Sure, they're this, that, this, that. But they're the ones that are going crazy. No one else. Here we are, locked in our apartments. Right? We go out to go to work, come home, or go to the store or whatever. You know, and they're still attacking us by sending these demonic demons that they're conjuring up. And, you know, I think they're going to give these people down south in Indiana an alternative. Either you get rid of them dudes yourself, because we know it's demonic. We know there's witches. When your effing president is on TV saying it's a giant witch hunt and then smirks. He ain't joking, you idiots. When he tells you idiots smirking, I just wish everyone would stop dying. He knows. Ain't no one going to stop dying until you folks start using your heads. Let me see what Debbie said. Is it a hub for sex trafficking? The U.S.? It always has been. I think they shift. It was England. Many years they had problems out there. They were just grabbing kids off the street and sending them into their nut hut and then doing experiments on them. Indiana? It's every state, Miss Fox. Even the state you live in. Well, the FBI's been on the news numerous times saying it's a giant terrorist, pedo, sex, drug, prostitution, gun running, uh, uh, biological chemicals that these people are making down south. It's been all over the news. It must be a witch. Either that or they hit us with something that makes these people forget. But it has been all over the news numerous times. No one listens. No one listens until it happens in their little town or their kids come missing. Yeah, the government's been on TV already saying it spans from north to south to east to west. The biggest thing they ever seen. How it happened, they don't know. Why it happened, they have no idea. I'm sure Elon Musk will be investigating it. Tons of chemicals. Listen, folks, when we got footage of our own military guys stealing from us and selling the stuff back to a pawn shop, you know you got troubles. Well, someone please listen. Nah, no one's going to listen, Debbie. They have degrees. They got billions of dollars. They can listen. You see how it applies to Delphi? Debbie saying, will someone listen? What's going on here? All right. Will someone listen? There's astronauts stuck up there. I know Elon's working on it, Debbie. I don't know if he called them the R. Elon Musk is retarded. He's got Asperger's. Only us retards can call each other retards. The rest of you can't. I don't know. You're saying you did. He called them the R word. Did he do that? I don't know. You're the one that said he did. I don't know, woman. Nobody is the R word. I am. I have family that are. That's what they use. Instead of saying disability, these people use it. Griff's pretty good at using that too. Well, Griffaroni, the eighth wonder of the world, the Swami of all swams. Hey, I do want to give a shout out to Ernie Shell's AI song. Right? And Griff made one too, an AI song. That sounded pretty good. What's this whole AI thing? Who knew that all you had to do was write a couple words and put it into a system and they make a whole song for you? How many songs do you think people been using? Do you know professionals use auto tune? No, Cal, you're falling asleep. Sorry, I'm not as exciting as the rest of these. Ah! Excuse me, people on YouTube. Ooh, dang it, I knew I forgot something. My tea is in the microwave. Hold on, Debbie. Gotta get my tea. So whoever these dudes were that was attacking me today, and Criminalities channel or whoever they were must watch my channel because they were talking about tea and some other stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I think we figured out who it was. It's probably another YouTuber or the Delphi 5 or something. Or probably these dudes from behind bars. Did you hear Mr. Ernie Shell today? Mr. Ernie Shell, thank you very much for telling us your story. I didn't know that the prisons had better Wi-Fi and more cable channels than I can ever afford, and social media and YouTube. In prison, I'm starving, and they're living like kings. They got better reception than me. I am waterlogged. You always are. You probably got all excited after Ernie Shell called you a sweetheart today, so you're probably all soaking wet. All the women are probably. Hold on, I gotta get my tea. All right. See, here's the thing. I'm one dude. I'm going against hundreds of thousands of dudes. Most of these broads on YouTube are connected. Most of these dudes are connected with criminal families, gangs, organizations. Now, when I was in Miss Criminalities today, I was telling them, you got hit, Jack, just like the rest of us, right? And you should have known better. I mean, Alice in Chains couldn't have said it better, right? You got hit and you should have known better. And I've been hit before, right? I've been hit before. That fire is burning way too low. What do you mean? You mean turn the volume up? Oh, way too hot. Oh, I don't know. What fire? Good God, is there another forest fire? Kelp? I don't know. I'm just one dude. I'm not affiliated with nobody. They can't believe. What do you mean? I'm not affiliated. I built this kingdom myself, Jack. I took my own bullets. I took my own stab, my knife. You know, No one took the knife blow to my back for me when I was younger. Nobody was dodging bullets and stuff. You know, well, I'm only one dude. I don't have nobody. I'm not a criminal. My channel ain't like go kill these guys. You know, and this is what's funny is these idiots act like they're tough guys. You won't mess with us again, Kramer. No, I don't think I will. There's 20,000 of you people. There's one of me. I don't think I will. It's called live to fight another day. Right? But they act like they're tough. Right? They send that evil on you. I know there's a lot of people going, what in the F was that? I'm like, that's what we're going to kill. That is what our military is looking for. That thing that has been hitting you folks in your chats, in my chat. We don't know what it is, but we want it dead. We know it's connected to a human. We know that it was created. He's a very evil son of a bitch. He's a tough guy. But he ain't alone a tough guy. He's a pansy. But he ain't nothing without his dark master and his buddies. That's why we are hunting them. And if you folks don't like it, call the Pentagon. Call your Congress. But that's what it is. I was watching them ladies in there and dudes going, what is going on? I'm like, vampires or something. Something evil. Right? I'm like, this is what we're looking for. We want their heads. I'm going back. I'm going to be back. We built this city on. It's going to be okay, Johnny. I don't think it is going to be okay. I'm trying to, we're trying to let these people know. There's another dude out there that I watch on YouTube. He's trying to tell his people, something is going on. It is. And that dude he's cool. I like that dude. Cinnamon Shogun or whatever his name. Cinema Shogun or whatever. That dude stays on top of this stuff, right? When this starts happening, we're over here looking at this. Because that over there that's going on right now is a diversion. And this is what's going on, right? They might be planning ahead on us. I can tell you folks this much. If you have weapons, carry them. If you feel violated, someone approaches you, you take them out. Call the police afterwards. Don't even take a second chance. I wish it wasn't this way, Mr. Trump. Until you can have boots on the ground in America patrolling, these people will have to kill themselves. They'll have to do the killing themselves. If someone approaches you and you feel threatened, kill them. I don't know what to tell them. What do you want me to tell them? Don't do nothing and take the bullet? I don't know. You're going to be in the hospital like me. It's going to suck. It's going to hurt. I don't know what to tell these folks. But I wish we didn't live in this country. They made it so bad. I wish we didn't live here. Oh, well, sure, you're going to have to say. Anyone that would shoot somebody definitely would be in fear of their life, would they not? I'm not going to shoot an innocent person. I got weapons. You don't see me out there just walking, hey. It just don't happen that way, folks. And I have a disability, right? And that's another thing. We got to watch out for these people because some of them people in that chat that at criminalities today were saying, oh, well, make sure, don't do anything or, what are they trying to do? I'm hip to this shit. They're trying to make it out like you're crazy, right? you're going to off yourself, but really they're going to try and kill you. But and that's what was going on, I think, today. Well, we're trying to do away with that in America. It's so far gone, right? We got Sheriff Grady down there in Florida. He's telling people just if you're on your own property, uh, you're allowed to take them out. They're telling people that. Oh, I got to get my tea. I didn't catch on to that, Johnny. I would have confronted them. No, and then you talk about it, and people are like, "Oh, you're a sissy." I'm like, "Listen, believe me, folks. I have a lot of hate in me right now. A lot of hate. I hate this world, and I hate this country for what we are going through. The ones that suffered our whole lives, and these people come in and piggyback off of our backs. Why American families, soldier, military families are suffering. These people got more money than me, and they came here broke and never paid a dime into taxes, right? For one, we've been bullied our whole lives. We're small little dudes. We're always the first one for the biggest guy to come and try and pick on. So sometimes you had to kill him. People don't understand. What do you mean? There was no effing way out of it. The guy had to die. It was either him or me. Simple as that. And after you do, even though you were in the right, well, then you go through grief, and then it works on you. Oh, you'll see what I'm talking about one day. No, I got it out of the microwave, but then I had to let the tea bag sit in it. Like I said, dudes, I don't hit women. That's why they send their bitches. And I'm only one dude, right? I'm not connected to nobody. These idiots on YouTube have connections. They're gangbangers. They make connections within the prisons. They're in the illegal activity business. I'm not. I don't belong to nothing. You know what I belong to? God, right? Family, and uh, then the United States of America. And at my age and the condition of my body after working in hard labor for so long, I wouldn't be able to roll around. And I smoke cigarettes, a pack, almost, depending on how pissed off I am a day. Maybe a little bit over a pack some days. I wouldn't be able to last. I'd have to kill him right off the bat. Just come, hey, I don't know you, so you're approaching me. Sorry, sorry, dude. We had to die. No, nobody's been injured on this channel or anything. No, I didn't. I didn't do anything on this channel to hurt anybody or any animals or kill anybody. I'm talking about what you have to do to survive. And you know what's really crazy is it's not only the women, right? A lot of these women like certain people, like me, whatever, but it's their husbands or their boyfriends or the ones that are stalking them that attack us. Well, a lot of people, Kelt, I know what you're saying, right? I'm just speaking of how you have to survive on the street. Uh, you know, I'm going to be honest, Chicago is one heck of a place to live. It's a beautiful state, Illinois, and the city's beautiful, but you get into some of them city parts in Chicago and the outskirts, the suburbs, are just as bad. Some of the suburbs out there, well, it used to be when I lived out there, very bad, right? Harvey, Marquette Park, Summit. You get up in them areas where there's certain groups and everything, and it's really bad. I mean, I don't think you folks. I don't. Some of you have you lived in the city? Have you ever been walking down the alley and next thing you know, it just. I don't know if these dudes have, if these people have experience something like that, driving down the street and a gunfight breaks out and everyone's ducking in the back seat of the cars, right? What the heck is going on? I don't know if they ever did. I have no idea. I don't know if they've experienced something like that. It might be too much for them, right? Gunshots were normal in the suburbs, on the outskirts of Chicago and in the cities, right? At night. Right? I don't know. How do I explain this to these people, right? They flew way over my head. I have no idea what's going on. Cal says right on. I want to avoid any misunderstanding with the ones that watch this later. Oh, you can't say nothing. It pisses people off. People are so triggered these days. He can't say that. Get a hold of the boys. Get them up there. We're gonna kill them. And they just, like I said, I'm one dude. One dude. And when you're one dude, what do you do to win a war? You kill everyone. I'm just trying. I don't understand what these people don't understand. This is military shit. This is stuff that our military guys. You're one dude. You're going against 50 dudes. What are you gonna do? Kill them because they're gonna kill us. How? How do you do this? Well, take out the whole town just for a couple dudes? You're effing right. You're right. Take out the whole town just to get them couple dudes. See, when you piss the wrong people off, they go bloodthirsty. And they don't care how many of you die. They have a job to do. That's survive on this earth. Right? I mean, I was just watching a video yesterday, so they were picking on some dude in the prisons. Right? They were trying to make him turn him out or whatever, and he was a tattoo artist. And there was a tough guy that came up to him and said, how come you let these guys run all over you and everything? They never pay you for your tattoo work. They never pay you for anything that you're doing for them. And he became friends with that dude. And then a couple years went down the road, and that guy inside that it was his prison cellmate kept asking him, right, why are you letting these dudes do this to you? And then finally one day, the prisoner broke down and told the guy, you think I'm an idiot? You think I'm stupid? You think I'm a punk? You see all them men with all that ink? They're going to be dying soon. And sure shit, that son of a bitch was right. They all were dying. Thousands of them. That sneaky little sucker snuck in tainted blood. Tainted ink. Inked them all up. That's a guy I want on my team. That's how crazy of a world things are. And that's a true story. And that happened right in the prison. Oh, you bet your butt it is. I was like, holy crap. The guy's like thousands of them dying in prison. It's tainted blood. Why? Because them dudes were ripping them off. They were bullying him. He was giving tattoos and drugs or whatever to these guys, and they just weren't paying them back. They were bullying them, pushing them around. You're going to give this gang member a tattoo. You're going to give this guy a tattoo. You're going to do this, this, this. And the guy said, okay. He had no choice. This is a true story. The guy had no choice. But he thought. And what did he do? He had someone sneak him in tainted blood, AIDS, you name it. The worst shit you can get. And he went to work on all them mother effers. Until this day, they're dying like flies in there. So he ain't no punk. He did what he had to do. Who's the punk now? Yeah. I don't think you understand what kind of boys you guys are dealing with. Like I said, I'm not connected to nobody. I know no one. I know nothing. I'm one man going against these channels with 50,000 viewers and shit. I'm one dude. Pulp Fiction level. Diabolical. Sure shit it is. But when you're a little dude and you got nothing to lose, you're already behind bars. Why not go all in? Let me say this much. We did follow up on the story. No longer are them people bullying them. Well, when you got nothing to do all day but think about how you're going to get rid of all these dudes, yeah, you become diabolical. You take out whole neighborhoods. You do all kinds of shit. Yeah, I would say it's psychological nuts, madness. I was shocked myself. How many people? Yeah, they're dying like blind. And then the guy turned to his cellmate that thought he was a punk, right? And he just lays this all out on you. You think I'm a punk? All right, let me tell you something. And this was only after years of being with that roommate, that cellmate, and getting to know him, right? And the guy stuck up for him, and the guy that was getting bullied was like, no, 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 it's all right, don't do nothing, dude. And the big dude, the guy couldn't figure it out. Why are you letting him do this? And after years of talking to the cellmate and getting to know him, the guy finally admitted these dudes are going to be dying real fast, thousands. Watch. And sure shit, it wasn't long after that. Boom. They were coming up with shit that they didn't even know what it was in there. That's a true story, man. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on the YouTube thing. Well, most of these guys, we had nothing to do but sit in the suburbs and just create shit. Right? We didn't have nothing to do. Right? Nothing better to do. I mean, ride dirt bikes, play football, whatever, wrestling and stuff like that. But most of these guys did nothing in the suburbs but think about how they can wipe out their enemies. Plot twist. A little guy tells big guy. It dawns on big guy. That little guy gave him a tattoo. No, no, he didn't do it to him. No, the big guy didn't get a tattoo by him. No, that's what I thought too when I was listening to the story. Right, I was thinking the same thing. Oh man, that guy probably that was in there with him was like, oh, you son of a, you killed him, right? You killed me also, or whatever. But no, that dude survived. He was he became friends with the guy, Kelp, because the guy was being moved into a cell, and he had to live with the guy. And these guys were coming into his cell, bullying him, not paying him, getting drugs, tattoos, and bullying him. Well, one day the big dude, or not the big, he wasn't even a big dude. He stuck up for the dude, right? He's like, I'm gonna get rid of these dudes. And the one tattoo dude or whatever said, no, don't just let it go. So he didn't. He never. The one guy could never figure it out why. And after the years went by, then the cellmate told him, these guys are gonna start dying soon. See, that's why I tell people don't do anything. Don't attack no one yet because we don't know. These guys could be set up where they have shit already set in America waiting to go off, right? Or they might have a team of guys already in that area waiting to do something. So don't pop off on anybody because the world we live in today, the country we live in, these guys got whole things set up, right? So you might pop off at one, but now you got all these dudes that are in your area coming at you. So that's why I always tell people remain calm and if you can walk away, walk away. Turn the other cheek. You're gonna have people say, "Oh, you're a sissy," whatever. Turn the other cheek, walk away because right now we don't know how bad the situation is. For all we know, they could have the cops in their pocket and they're gonna hit you like Capone, right? The biggest hit ever from Chicago was guys dressed in police uniforms. Took out 40 some people, I think. That was the biggest hit on record at one time. One time, 40 some dudes. Capone was a devious son of a bitch, but he taught a lot of people a lot of stuff. That carried on. If you lived in Chicago at the time, the only way was the Capone way and some stuff. Yeah, Celt, I was thinking the same thing that the big guy, Celt said the little guy then tells the story, and the big guy thinks, uh-oh, you gave me a tattoo, right? You know, a lot of people don't realize back in the 70s and 80s when this HIV thing hit, most of these people were infected because they didn't know about blood. They were being infected through operations and they weren't gay. And they were being infected how? Needles, using drugs, and they weren't gay. And how else? Tattoos was the number one thing, right? Tattoos. People are like, what? Tattoos. They weren't cleaning the ink gums right? Or they were using the ink, the same needle on other people doing tattoos, and it spread like wildfire, right? And then eventually down the road, we learned that mosquitoes were also played part in spreading massive disease in America. Oh yeah, you can catch a disease from just an operation. But what they haven't told you folks is everything mutates. HIV, everything. So it's very well that HIV is airborne. It's very well HIV could be touch traumatic or transmitted. Excuse me. God, I just sneezed so hard I almost blew my back out. These dudes were not gay. They did history checks on them. You know, these guys were married women. They weren't gay. They never were gay in their lives, and they caught the disease, and they couldn't figure out how. Right, and everyone was thinking, "Well, are you gay?" And people are like, "I'll kill you." right? That's what a lot of these dudes do. If you were from a certain part of this country in a certain city, whatever, you talk about being gay to someone, they'd haul off and crack you upside the head. The hell you talking? I'm not gay, right? But they didn't have to be because it transmitted so fast through other ways. So do I think there's a connection there with Delphi and Kohlberger? Well, there might be. There might be. And hats off to the FBI agent Cowboy for using his head. You got a double murder of two young girls and other murders before that had to deal with a knife. You got another guy they catch in another state uh, in a murder of four people, and a knife was used. People are like, "What is wrong with this guy?" Well, he's using his head. He's covering all of his bases. He's a real investigator because a real investigator thinks outside the box, and anything is possible because I can kill someone today, and I can be in another state within a couple hours or within a couple days on the other side of the country. So, do I think the FBI agent was going off a tip that someone gave him to go up there and check it out? And he did. I say hats off to him. And this case ain't over with. Delphi ain't over with. Brian Kohlberg case ain't over with. Could Kohlberger's little experiment had backfired on him? Someone tried to set him up, possible. But there's one thing that he can't do. There's one thing that was at that crime scene that shouldn't have been, and that was his DNA or someone related to him. Who was Brian Kohlberger's friend now, they're saying? Wasn't it a military guy? So, what do you folks think on the Kohlberger case and the Delphi case? I mean, you all have used your heads on it. Do you think there was more than one killer? Or do you think there was more than one person that knew about it, but they only called in one killer? Or do you think there was very many involved, and this has been going on for a while? And if you get too close to the truth, they'll kill you. And honestly, do I sound enthused by what these people did in prison or on the streets to survive? I don't, when you're one dude and you're not hooked up with anybody and you have no affiliations with anyone, your two choices are stay home and don't be out on the streets. Or if you're going to be out on the streets, you better have a weapon and you better be prepared to pull that trigger in a heartbeat. You even get an inkling that this guy ain't acting right, then you best do your job. Because he's good. That the reason he's looking all fishy and crazy and side-eyed or whatever is because he's planning to jack your ass or whack you. Right? You just became his bones to get in. or you just might be his initiation to get into his gang or whatever. You had nothing to do with it. You don't even know that dude. But someone had to die because somebody in one of the gangs got hit, and they don't care who dies. Someone's going to die for it. And that's the way they think. I'm trying to help these people. I'm really trying to help these people. They don't understand. I'm trying to explain to them. They don't care that they didn't have nothing to do with it. Not a dang thing to do with it. But someone was going to die because one of theirs did. And that's just the way it is, folks. Yeah. Yeah, when you have a 7 hour difference there, Debbie, nobody calls the cops. And then you have data that shows they're talking to friends and they're talking to other people in the Idaho 4 case, but they ain't called the police for 8 hours. What's fishy about that? Even if they didn't call the police for 6 hours, 3 hours, and you hear all this commotion and people screaming, help me, and blood everywhere or whatever, and you don't call the police and you're on the phone with your friends and what should we do? What should we do? What should you do? All documented that they were talking to somebody. The reason it took so long to call the cops. That was kind of fishy to me in that case. And we didn't know about that right away. That was another thing we didn't know until a while into the case. What do you mean they were using the phone and calling friends to come over and help? Did anyone call the police? No. Yeah, that's something up there. Well, at least Mr. Shell is having a good night over at his channel, right? I'm kind of shocked he wasn't talking all crazy and talking about. So he was just telling stories of when he was in prison and everything, right? Yeah, I support him when he's like that. Uh, and he said that tonight in his channel. Right? Johnny Kramer, you've supported me and you haven't. Well, I support when you're doing good. No, I'm not going to support you when you're running down the highway trying to bite a bumper on a car. No, I can't support that. You sitting around and being intelligent and talking normal, well, I can support that. Writing AI songs, I can support that also. I don't know. What do you think, Debbie? Yeah, I don't know Mr. Shell personally. YouTube, but I don't know him personally. Uh, you know, I don't wish no ill on no. I don't wish any of that happened to Mr. Ernie Show on any man or woman. Do I think who was in cahoots, Debbie? The Idaho 4 case? It's very well possible he did have help. That's very well possible. That's another one where he probably did the murders and packed up and boot scoop boogied out of there and watched everything. on social media what was going on. And what people can't realize is, I bet it is true. I believe it is true. When the police got him in his parents' house, I do believe he did say, "Did you pick anyone else up yet?" And that led me to believe that his little idea of interviewing killers played a part in it, because there would have been no reason for him to say, "Did you arrest anyone else yet?" He might have took a shower there, but if the police and the FBI knew anything about forensics or evidence, they would have swabbed the inside of the shower drain. They would have swept the house and the bathroom for any kind of other DNA or fingerprints in the shower and the bathroom. It's very possible that Mr. Koberger came prepared. Left nothing but the sheet. And I wouldn't doubt it if he tried to go back there and get it. And I imagine once he figured out he didn't have it, he panicked. He's got to explain that. He would have. They would have to talk to him and get him to play ball. He would have to give up. There's only two options: either he let someone borrow the knife, or he sold the knife to someone, or someone stole the knife for him. He would have to come clean, because they'd say, you know what, your DNA is there and it shouldn't be there on this knife sheet. Now, either you know somebody that you let use this knife, or you sold it, or whatever, but your DNA was in that house, and that's enough to bring you to trial, unless you play ball. And he would have to play ball. He would have to let them know who had that knife. Did he have any roommates that could have got the knife? Was the knife stolen? What he would have to answer these things. He would have to produce names. Can we agree on that, Debbie? Do I think these people been injecting people in Indiana and stuff like that? All these people are coming up and, oh my God, yeah, at the clinics, doctors and stuff. Yes, yes, I do. For all I know, they inoculated all of the United States. Yes, I'm almost done with my tea. And to be honest, folks, the situation we're in right now, and the authorities have even told me, yes, you're allowed to, if you have to, Mr. Kramer, do what you got to do to stay alive. Now, what's crazy is I told them, I'm telling people, I don't know who is on the other end of that phone. in my chat. And they're like, well, what do you mean? Well, I see that person in my chat. That might not be a woman. That might not even be. At one time, it was a woman. But that phone was passed on to someone else. And now that woman is a killer, stone cold killer. You understand? That's why they're called hot phones. And then they figured out, oh, well, they're bringing in women. They get you a conversation with you, and and then they hand the phone over to the killers. Bingo. And that's a problem. And people get pissed at me because they're like, why'd you do that? I have no idea who that is. It's a woman. Why? Because it's a face. You know how many people that we went ahead and tracked who we thought were women and actually was some guy in a dark room watching some sick shit, doing some sick shit. I mean, that's how they lured the girls, was with a photo. Right? So why are all these people? Because that's the way it is. They had to go. I don't know who they are, but we can't trust them because for all we know, it's some sicko. Whenever you start getting too close to them, they give the phone back to the woman. Oh shit, something's wrong. Give it back to the woman to try and talk them in. Yeah, they really are getting smart with this shit, and they're going after everybody. And I don't blame them. Not after what they did. I don't blame them one bit. No, Debbie, no one's getting mad at you. You have your right to an opinion, and it's a good one. You think he took a shower before he left? There was a lot of people thinking that. But there would have been some DNA in the pipes. There would have been blood in the pipes. With all that blood, there would have been blood in the pipes. There would have been blood on him somewhere. He would have had to gone in there fully dressed. Fully dressed, not to leave one drop. I'm talking maybe even booties. He might have had on a forensic lab suit underneath all of his clothes. For all we know, he could have had something like that and walked out of there and took it off and got rid of it somewhere. He might have had blood all over his clothes, but he had a forensic evidence jumpsuit on. He took his clothes off and walked out of there in a lab jumpsuit. We don't know. We know he had gloves. We know because there was no fingerprints. So the only thing they had was on the sheath. Well, in the beginning of the case, they said that there was footprints coming out, bloody footprints, but they looked like they were they were cleaned up. You know what, ladies? It's late. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I hope I didn't piss any of them people off over there. I was having a good time. I've been watching criminality for I don't know how many years. I don't know. I think they're using me. And I mean, not these channels, this thing that they created. I don't know if it's a vampire or a spirit or whatever. Maybe this thing is attacking us And we think it's these people inside the chats, and it's not. It's this thing that they created, or Debbie said alien, I think, once. It was, I don't know, it was weird. It was like I was getting attacked by something, or anger or something, or I don't know. Then they said they seen my Delphi BG thing, and I don't know if I took it to where they seen my video and thought it sucked, or but I didn't get upset or something. I don't know. It was weird. It was like I can't explain it. It's just like what everyone's been going through. You start coughing, and it's like you're getting attacked by something, but you don't know what it is. You can't see it, right? Then again, sometimes these people attack us because they misread the comment or something, or they take it the wrong way. I mean, I've done that before myself. Maybe Elon is right. It is vampires. I mean, I don't know. The guy's a genius. I mean, if he's saying these people must be vampires, they're 100 years old, 150 years, I don't know, maybe, right? It didn't help when they gave him a chainsaw and he's running all over the stage. I'm going to chainsaw bureaucracy and these vampires. All right. Better you than me. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was my fault. If it was, my apologies to them people out there in Criminality's channel, whoever they were. They were people I've never seen in there. Who's Glenda? Who's Shiloh? Never seen them people in there before. Never. But tonight they were in there with green names. Maybe they paid somebody, and that's why their names were green, just to come in there and attack me. Not sure. Maybe we all took it wrong. Maybe I said something that pointed the direction to a different way, and they were all like, that can't be. You know, if you don't go along with some of these creators' things, they do attack you. They'll kick you out. And from now on, we're taking these hits that they're putting on us in these chats as real life hits. We're believing whatever this demonic thing is or whatever they're doing, sending in the Delphi case. Uh, we're taking now as hits. They're trying to kill us with this thing, this vampire. They might be vampire. They might be. Who knows? These Odins, Brad Holder. It could be these guys conjuring shit up, witchery and sorcery. Right? Trump wasn't filled in on the whole case, but he is now. They're just going to kill all you folks. He's already came out and said, I watched the video, right? I'll bomb the shit out of that place. Yeah, go ahead. I'll put the laser on it down there. You just send the big buff, drop them. Johnny, it's okay. What did Criminality say? I don't know. Criminality was busy doing her video. It's like me. You get focused on something, you're not watching the chat. You're doing your content. You're doing your show. I mean, it was no biggie. It's just we couldn't figure out what. There was other people in there going, what the heck is going on? I don't know what it was. I have no idea. It might have been the people that thought I was talking about them, that they were vampires or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe I got close and I hit it right. And it is a big thing. right? Maybe me saying in the Delphi case, the one guy, Frankie, was saying, or Frank or whatever his name was, that one of them was in the porn business and yada, yada, yada. I was like, I don't care. Not unless that porn business is connected to a kiddie porn thing. Then that's a problem. Maybe that's what pissed him off. I don't know. No, I don't communicate. It's no biggie. I let it go. I let it roll. But, I'm just talking about it. What was it that attacked us? Right? I'm not going to do anything. I just want to know what it was. Why were people going, what is going on? I'm like, I don't know. Who are these people? Right? I've been in criminalities chat for I don't know how many years. Right? Covers crime cases. That's what I've always been respectful there to people, and it was like people I didn't see in there. And there's nothing I could do. I'm not a mod there, so I couldn't time them out. Couldn't do anything. And the mods in there are from another channel now, right? I don't know what happened to all the other mods, but now they got new mods. So the whole thing might have been a setup. They were just waiting for me to come in there so they can vampire bite me. And that's what a lot of people were saying in there. That's what it felt like. I was like, bring it. Right? I have a vampire kit. Bought at a garage sale. Bring it. I don't know what the white powder is in it, but for all I know, I have no idea. There's a tube of powder and some other stuff. And a couple steaks and a sledgehammer. I don't know. What do you want me to do? I'm not a mod. No, nothing we could do. You just got to take it, battle through it. But I think probably it could be something like that. After Frankie did that video saying these guys had the photos and stuff and they were part of it. And then at the end of the video, he was saying even criminality had this. She had them too, and some other women had it. And so I was like, oh, man. And I know the person that came into the chat that was in there said they seen the BG. I don't know if it was the BG video or my video I did on it, and it sucked. But I think they were talking about the footage that they were showing us of BG. The footage quality sucked, and I didn't say anything. I was like, yeah, I agree with you. It sucked. How am I supposed to say that's Richard Allen when I can't get a clear footage, a photo of him, right? The only thing you could do is set them down the hallway and let them walk. Put them on the bridge, let them walk down the hallway, dress them up in them clothes, let him walk down the bridge or whatever to see if he has the same gait. I don't know. I'm getting contraption. I really am. I think one of our missing mods sent me a message, but disappeared again, Debbie, that quick. And something is going on, Debbie. I really think something is going on. Something fishy's going on. She knows you. Yeah, Miss Criminality knows me. I've been going in there for a long time. I love her channel. I was laughing my butt off tonight. When she does these reenactments of the court and they try and act like they're the court people, like the lawyers and everything. It's hysterical. I'm sorry. They're even laughing at themselves. And that's what kind of chats I like being in. It's funny. You gotta laugh. If you get too serious, what happens? Wars break out in chat. Yeah, I know people do take me the wrong way, and I take people the wrong way too. So Miss Criminality or whoever was out there or whoever stalker, lurkers, whatever. Uh, my apologies, but something attacked me, ladies and gentlemen, or was attacking people in there. We couldn't figure out what it was. They might be sending evil. It might be from Delphi. It might be exactly the people we thought it was, Debbie. I seen Miss Cold Truth's video tonight. She was crying. No, I'll just ask her next live what was going on. Like I said, I've never seen them people in there before. It's almost like a whole nother channel was in there. I had no idea who Glenda was. Never seen her in there. Or she's never commented. And who is Shiloh? I have no idea. Chilo. For all I know, it could have been Calhoun or Upchurch or that crazy one that sounds and acts just like Upchurch or whatever, trying to get a record deal or whatever. That's another thing they're investigating for some reason. She was crying because the situation that Captain Howdy was in and his wife, and they left behind a baby. All right, I'm gonna get off this thing. Hold on. You sent me a message. All right. Yeah, it's sad, Debbie. All right, I'm gonna get off this contraption. It's late. God bless you all. Lock your doors at night, your windows. Be safe. You don't know. I'm just talking. Am I a tough guy? No. Am I a killer, a madman? No, I'm not. I'm one man by myself. The only one I got is God on this YouTube streets. I'm not affiliated with people. I'm a law abiding citizen. I don't go out and cause trouble or look for trouble or cause it. Uh, I didn't create the Vinlanders in Indiana. I didn't create this Odin stuff. I didn't create this madness, witchery, and sorcery. It's not my problem because I don't practice it and I don't belong to it. So, but that's probably who's doing all the madness in our country. Right? That's probably who's doing all this stuff in our country. I don't know. You folks have a good night. I'm wore out from whatever happened to it. I don't know what it was. Probably bit by vampires in there. Who knows? I don't know. I want to thank all you for stopping in, all two of you. You folks have a good night. Like I said, and another thing, these women do. Yeah, I know. I'm starting to see why some of these guys attack these women because these women They act like they're innocent, but they will suck the life out of you like a vampire. So now it's starting to make sense, right? I was raised you don't hit people, but after a certain year, that changed. Where even women were saying, "Well, if you hauled off and hit him, you know, don't cry when he punches you back or hits you back." And women do that. Women will go out there and deliberately hit a man and expect just to walk away and not have no repercussions. Why? Because she could do it. That's why. They literally do that. And some of these guys, I've seen some of these guys haul off and hit, or a woman that they were with hauled off and cracked her upside the head. Right? Yeah. Well, women do that. And then they'll go, "Oh, he hit me." Well, you just punched him in the face. I'm a woman. Well, women don't hit men. Act like a woman. Right? You're supposed to be a tiny petite thing. Act like it. You're acting like you're a United States soldier beating the crap out of dudes. And you got popped in the head once and now you want to cry about it. It's a crazy world. They're creating women to act like men, kill like men, destroy like men. And I'm like, we're just starting to get the men calmed down, and now we got to worry about their women. What's wrong with our country, Mr. Kramer? Don't even ask me that question again. You got about a year. I can rattle off some stuff to you. What the problem is? Yes, we are working on the robot thing. No, I don't want to chip nobody. You want to act like a crazy? Go ahead. The only chips I want to put in are in my robots and my drones. Well, you folks call them UFOs. I call them unmanned assault vehicles, unmanned planes, drones, ships, tanks, assault vehicles, UFOs. I don't know. I don't know, Elon. I'm about 20, 30 years ahead of you, baby. I don't know. I don't know. I hope you catch up. I might bring you in on this one. Uh, maybe. Yeah, it's going to be about security in 2025. And we could be using hovering drones uh, to watch everything. And actually assault hovering drones, where if we see something, we'll hit you from a mile away. Maybe 3, maybe 5. I'm not sure. I mean, we're trying to talk to Trump. We're trying to work this stuff in where, yeah, it'll work. Oh, I was watching Elon one night and people were talking, well, what do you think about these drones that this guy's talking about and everything? Well, if it works, yeah, let's do it. This way we can watch everything. Hell, I'll bring other countries in on it. Why? Because they're intelligent. That's why. You people are pissed and you're jealous. You don't understand science. You don't understand warfare. You don't understand computers or whatever when it comes to military defense. You don't even understand what it takes to control a country and be a part of something. You folks can't even compromise. Even an idiot, Mr. Trump said, could have figured out this shit. And that idiot was not up Georgia. If you watch some of those videos, man, those things are crazy assault weapons. Yeah, they can be these. This is nothing new, Miss Debbie Fox. This technology was out in the 30s and 40s. This is not new technology, folks. We put it on the shelf because at that time we could not build it. Why? Because we did not have the mineral material. We didn't have the metal we needed to build this stuff. So what did we do? We bought the patents and we put it on the shelf, hoping that technology would advance and we would have parts to create this stuff. And now our technology is there and we are creating it. And if people don't like it, I don't know what to tell them. All this stuff is not brand new technology. This is stuff we were working on, our grandpappies were, way back when. We just didn't have the technology to do what we wanted. And now we do. And good luck. And Elon's right. Why didn't we conquer this world when we had the chance, Johnny? Because we weren't bullies. We weren't communists. We weren't dictators. We were scientists. We were inventors. That's why. And could we have done it back then? Yes. We could have conquered the world. But we didn't. Because that's not our job. We're not Hitler. No offense to Germany. I love Germany. It's a beautiful country and their people are beautiful. But we ain't Hitler. That's why we didn't. Can we today wipe you people completely off the face of the earth? Yes. Yes, we can. You always wanted a tiny canoe? Well, you can have one. Dude down the road has a good size. Well, there you go, little lady. Get yourself a canoe and canoe your little heart out. You know, I would make friends with Russia. People think, "Oh, you're trying to do it." We're trying to save our country. We're trying to bring all the leaders to the table. That's what we're trying to do. See, because you've got to have peace. Why? Because that country's technology might save a little kid's life in this country, just like our technology might save a little kid's life in another country. So you always got to keep peace. And when you look at this whole situation, these presidents are not fighting. It ain't the presidents fighting. It ain't nothing but the madness. So we know either it's chemical, it's demonic, and it's the end days or whatever, or it's just a bunch of people that grouped up together because there's power in numbers and are destroying our world. Oh, you a canoe? Oh, cannon. I'm sorry, Debbie. The guy down the street had a tiny cannon. I'm sorry. Zombie apocalypse. Yeah, can you believe we live in a world like this? All right, I'm done. You folks have a great night. Thanks for showing up. I'm getting kind of hungry. What do I got to eat? Let me make something and chill, eat something before I go to bed. You folks have a great night. You better know how to forage. Yeah. Well, if they did what they're gonna do, you wouldn't be able to eat nothing, Debbie. The food would be bad. Everything would be contaminated. You wouldn't be able to. This is something you'd have to be stocked up and ready for because it would take a couple years. You'd have to be underground for a couple years, a year maybe. I think they said about a year to take, and then we'd be able to come back out of the shelter. I mean, this is all stuff that the government's been talking about for a while. I don't know why these people. The only one I see that's making any sense out of it is Cinema Shogun. That's the only kid I see anybody, any of these people. This don't look good, man. Something's going on. Yeah, sure is. That's why we're trying to bring these people. But even if we bring our countries to peace with other countries, that don't mean we're going to have peace here. Why? Because we have all these organizations and secret societies and gangs and clubs and cartels that have just ran wild. There's still going to be murders. There's still going to be killings. Not unless you lock down your country like Venezuela and go through the whole thing and get them all out of here. That's the only way. They're praising now. They're actually, I was watching Rogan the other night, Joe Rogan. And Joe was like, I can't believe he cleaned that whole place. It was 10 times worse than America, and the guy cleaned it all up. They're like, I can't believe it. He brought in his military, man, and just wiped all these dudes out. They said it's so safe over there now. People, it's just a whole different life over there. No one would thought a bunch of bugs was horny. Oh my goodness. Horny cicada. I remember seeing that Cinema Shogun's video. Nah. Hey, listen, I know a lot of people think he's wacko, whatever. I don't. The kid's pretty intelligent. He keeps up on all the major shit. And the kid's starting to use his head, right? Something's going on the other side of the country. Something might be popping off soon on the other side, right? Just a diversion and shit. Hey, the kid's using his head. Oh, the horny cicadas. I know. I know, but that was a story that people were putting out. He was just covering it. He don't say that. He's covering the story that the article he read or the video that he's seen or whatever. And because he says that, all just like me telling people things that I've seen or seen on YouTube or whatever, and people are like, "Oh, he said it." No, I'm just repeating what I'm watching. That don't mean I'm the original guy that said it, right? I'm not the original dude that said that. I'm just repeating what it was, what they said. All right, I'm gonna get off this thing. You folks have a great night. God bless. I'll talk to you later.